What's up, everybody? I am Lucifer, just an amateur guitar builder here on YouTube. Welcome to my wood shop, and welcome to my channel. So this guitar is actually part of the build series, the carved top Telecaster, that I've been working on for the past little bit. If you're one of my returning subscribers, then you know what's going on here. But now it's time to plane the neck break angle in. All this footage is going to go into the next episode of the build, but I wanted to get into a little bit more depth in this short video of exactly what I'm doing, just so I don't have to add it into the full episode and make it way too long. So I'll explain what I got going on right here. And before I get into my explanations, just as a disclaimer, this is not a educational channel by any means. I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just an amateur. But I want to share with you guys how I achieve this, and it might be able to help some of you guys out. So to do this, you are going to need, obviously, the top or the body or whatever you're planing your angle into. You're going to want your fretboard loose, not glued on. I like to use my exact fretboard, but if you already have it glued, then you could just make another fretboard, just a fake one. That's the exact dimensions. You're going to need a long hand plane, preferably. I'm going to be using a long hand plane, but I'm assuming you could use a router to do this, or you could use even a leveling beam to sand it in, but I like using the plane. You're going to need a scrap piece of wood. You're going to need the bridge you're using, so in my case I am using this Tone Pros Tunematic bridge. A straight edge, pencil, and protractor. Alright, now I'll show you what's going on. So first things first, you're going to want to draw and mark out your center line. That's an easy one. And then you're going to take your fretboard and you're going to decide where you want it. So I've already decided that this is going to be the end of my fretboard. So across my straight edge, took the protractor and I marked this line 90 degrees to the center line, and that's going to be the edge of my angle, and I'm not going to plane past this line. Then next, alright, so we have that line. I put my fretboard in place where I want it. You can clamp it. I already have my mark, so I'm not going to clamp it. You're going to take your straight edge, preferably a ruler, and this is going to be a fender scale, 25.5. So with your fretboard in place where you want it, measure from the nut, the front of the nut, and then have your straight edge going down the center line. I don't have it right now, but mark 25.5, or whatever scale length you're using. This is a fender scale, so it's 25.5 to the center of the bridge posts on the treble side. Alright, so once you got your 25.5, obviously take your protractor and draw that line 90 degrees to the center line. Now that we have this distance and this distance, we got to transfer it onto our scrap piece of wood. Oh, stuff in my way. So we are 3 3/8 from the edge here to the line where our fretboard's going to end. So we'll mark that. 3 3/8. Double checking, obviously. Cool. And then you're going to measure from the front here to where your bridge is going to go. And that is 10 1/8. So where are we here? 10 1/8. Cool. Just take the square here. And my 10 1/8. This is just some other line I had on here that we'll erase so we don't get confused. Alright, and I'll add, I did not cut the rest of the profile of the top out yet because I want to plane the entire front down level together before I cut that out. If I had that all cut out and I was trying to come across with the plane, I might get crooked results. So with this square, I can plane it all in mint. And I also need it not like this because I install rails up on the block that we will be using to route in my neck pocket. And I'll show that later. So, alright, so I lied earlier. You're also going to need super glue and masking tape for this. But, alright. So, we have our practice piece. Our lines marked. This is just a trial and error part. We're going to take a block of wood. In this case, this block of wood is 4.75 mil. And we're going to start with that and see if that piece works. And then we'll determine if we need to go higher or lower. So, oh yeah, and then this is also 13.67 mil wide. I don't know how important that is. It actually might be important the way I do this, but alright, yeah, so that's the dimensions on that. So we're going to take we're going to take masking tape, go over our bridge line, and obviously on the back of our piece, alright, and actually, I'm going to mark my mark down the side there. Down the side there so I can line it up. And you're going to want a center line on your scrap piece. Cool. Wee bit of glue. Alright. So you're good there. Alright, cool. She's glued down. Now we can commence the planing. Alright, sweet. So this is mounted down to the bench now. And we can start planing our angle in. So now that our angle's planed in, we just hold our fretboard up to the line, and now that it's flat on that angle, and we can just take our straight edge and check if it's going to be good. We didn't have to math at all. So another tip when I do this, I take 3 frets and I detang them so they just sit in there so I could get them out without it tearing the fretboard. And now I know that that's my fret height. I could just run my straight edge across the top of those. With that back there with adjustment height, let's see it on the other side. There we go. It works. I already knew, I've tried this before and I knew this size of piece would work. So that's why I got it first try, but it actually took me about 3 different pieces when I was first trying to figure this out. But yeah, now we just take it straight to the top, do the same thing again. It's fairly easy. Well, I don't know how easy it's going to be planing through this lace wood. This plane's got to be sharpened before I do that. But there you go. And just for a little idea of what it's looking like, that is the angle for this particular tune-o-matic bridge. It's not much. Like a bird's eye view of this piece of wood, you can't even tell that there's an angle planed into it, but very slight, but very essential. Well, about halfway there now. I can't get the lace wood to make big curls or whatever. It just comes out all these little chunks. So, that's alright. Let's keep working our way back. It's coming back nice and even though for me. So, I'll just keep hammering it. So that was hard work. Sweated out the old maiden shirt. Alright, so now that we're here, our angle's planed in. And we've already done our check on our scrap piece, and we know it's going to work. So now, I recommend, you don't have to do it this way, but it's easy since this is already mounted and in place and it's the same piece you already used. You take your neck, mine's fretboard's obviously not glued on. I can glue it onto my neck now, that's what I'm going to go on to next step. But you find your center line again, line up your fretboard on your center line where you want it, and then you take super glue and masking tape across there, masking tape there, and glue your rails on. There. Now you have a router sled at the right angle that could cut in your neck pocket. That's already at the right angle. So since these are already going down on an angle, you don't have to do any fuckery to the heel of your neck. It just stays 90 degrees and the router will cut this in 90 degrees and it'll sit in nicely and you've done it. Beautiful. Alright, yeah, so this is a pretty flawless trick. I'm a big fan of it. I love guitar building. And the main reason is the only math you truly need is adding and subtracting. Alrighty guys, I really hope I was able to help some of you struggling with this portion of a guitar build. I know when I was first wanting to build a set neck guitar or just a guitar that required a break angle, I could not wrap my head around getting this stage done. I learned this trick from Ben Crow. He has a mini tutorial doing the same thing, but I tried his way and his math did not work for me. I may have screwed it up, but anyway, this tutorial that I've done here, it seems like it's the simplest one I've seen so far, and it gets right to the point, so that's why I'm posting it. I guess I lied. I guess this is kind of educational, but I'm not an educator. Don't take my word for this stuff. When I come across stuff, I like to share it, and maybe I can help one of you guys out. And let me know if this does help you out. I can do more little tutorials unprofessionally. If you can handle a couple bad words or whatever, and you're down to learn, then definitely watch my fucking channel. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Oh yeah. Big thanks to my buddy Hot Knife over at Juicebox Studios for shredding me up that intro. It's kind of like my channel trailer, or I might use it at the beginning of every video. It's kind of long, but I think it's super sick. And another big thanks to my buddy Kier for summoning me up that logo at the beginning too. It looks sick, bro. You're really good at computering. That was really cool. If you like this video and helped you out, please subscribe to the channel. If you have any requests for more tutorials, I'll try to teach what I know. Yeah, I really like helping, and if I could help anyway, and it pushes anyone else further into guitar building, then that's friggin' sweet. I'd be honored to help. Yeah, like, subscribe. Probably already said that. Yeah, that's all I got. Later.